our marriage is a lot of work, but the alternative is just having a stinky marriage. And I don't want that. You know, when we first got married, Keith Green had a quote that said, if you want to love with me then. I only ask that you still be my friend. And, you know, my marriage is better today, and it's still a lot of work, and we still butt heads, but it's better than I ever imagined it could be. Mm-hmm. And man, I don't want to settle for less. I don't want to just stay married.
Yeah.
Like I want to be best friends and thrive. When you look at marriage biblically, the end goal is oneness and pursuing oneness. And sometimes I think in marriage, just pursue survival and just like, okay, let's just not get divorced. And it's like, wow, that's just way too low of a goal. In our culture, I read today in the news, which is a terrible habit to read the news, but but I was reading in the news, some rock star I've never heard of that's famous was talking about how no one she knows that's married and has kids is happy.
Yeah, I saw that. She clearly doesn't have decent friends in her life that have a life pulled together.
Yeah.
So to say, not that, you know, I'm seeing what I saw what you're talking about.
You've been telling me a lot about, like, there's a common theme on social media of like really downgrading parenting or downgrading
marriage. It's all like kind of these, it's a comedy show.
But it's like, it's not surprising because these things are foundational things that God created.
Right.
And the enemy wants to destroy the things that he's established here on earth. So it's honestly, it's not too surprising to see these attacks on these established blessings.
Yeah.
Well, I think like too, you look at society and from like, we all come from a biblical worldview.
Right.
Whereas much of society does not. And so even the view of marriage is already so extremely tainted by much of society. And so I think much of marriage isn't really what God ordained. It's just what man ordained.
Right.
And what God ordained is way better than what man ordains.
Right.
And so we have this disconnect of like, what even is marriage? I actually am like, been brainstorming for this podcast to find someone to like, let's break down like what even is marriage and like what does God call of marriage, because so much of society seems to be not fully understanding that.
The funny thing is, and this is where I really, really get in trouble in life, and I think humans do. And, you know, I get it. Like, I'm coming from a very strong biblical worldview, and not everybody, you know, listening to us is a Christian. But the reality is, the truths of the Bible work, whether you're a Christian or not. Like, there are things in the Bible about the way you treat your wife, and it creates a better marriage.